In a quick survey of 15 college-age students, only one admitted that he or she had begun saving for retirement. This is quite understandable as most of us struggle to save for a brief summer road trip, a new pair of shoes, or even a night out with friends. Taking classes full-time does not afford most of us the luxury of a flexible schedule to take on a well-paying job. Therefore, we sometimes think we should just wait until we have a real job to start saving. I've been fortunate enough not only to find a full-time job, but to be able to schedule my classes around that job. Still, even before I had a good job, I started putting what little money I had into an investment account when I was just starting out as a lowly minimum wage earning Sonic car hop. While there are hundreds of other things I would rather do with the money I save, I know that I simply cannot rely on Social Security to support me in my golden years. Every time I begrudgingly deposit money into that account, though, I think of how happy I will be when I'm sitting somewhere on a beach at the age of 65, all because I started saving immediately, and I'm able to retire. My interest in personal finance started long before I accepted a job as a retirement planner at Ekman Wealth Management, an independent financial advisory here in Kansas City. This job has taught me some incredibly important things, most of which include the importance of saving immediately. So today I'd like to illustrate why Social Security cannot be depended on as a sole source of retirement income. Next, I'd like to explain a few ways you can start saving for retirement now, followed by the benefits of saving personally instead of relying on Social Security. So let's start with that. What is Social Security and why is it not enough? Social Security is a federal retirement savings program. Most of us have seen the Social Security that is deducted from our paychecks. A certain percentage is taken from the wages earned by all workers in this country. That money is then put into a trust fund that provides a monthly income for retired workers. These benefits are also partially available to the spouse of the deceased beneficiary, and benefits for disabled workers are also pulled from this fund, according to the Social Security Administration. In an article in Forbes magazine, How Secure is Social Security?, several problems with the current Social Security system are discussed. Specifically, Social Security gives a very poor rate of return, and that rate varies from person to person. For example, the best case scenario for a married couple with two children in which only one of the parents is a wage earner, they're only going to get about 1.7% rate of return on the money they've paid into the system. Additionally, people are becoming more and more dependent on Social Security. Today, Social Security benefits are the primary source of income for almost two-thirds of retirees, according to Pacific Life Insurance Company. Perhaps one of the most uncertain facts about Social Security is how long it will continue to exist. By 2014, the Social Security trusts are expected to start paying out more in benefits than they even collect in taxes, mainly because people are living longer and having fewer children, thus less contribution into the fund when those children start working. So now that we know it is not wise to depend just on Social Security when we retire, we can discuss a few ways to better prepare yourself for retirement. Even if you have absolutely no knowledge of the stock market, options exist, such as choosing a trustworthy financial advisor that can assess your needs and recommend the most appropriate investment vehicles for you. When it comes to retirement, an IRA, or individual retirement account, is the path most investors choose because of its tax efficiency. Basically, every year you can put in a maximum of $5,500 into this account. You can then use those funds to purchase stocks and other securities inside that account, and then the earnings you make on those investments are tax deferred, meaning you won't be taxed on the income you've made until you start withdrawing the money once you retire. Because this is a government-sponsored tax-advantaged account, as well as a long-term investment, you will be penalized if you take your money out before you reach the age of 59 and a half, barring a few exemptions, such as being disabled or buying your first home. Keep in mind that the average rate of return of Social Security is 1.7%. Investopedia asserts that the average annual rate of return for stock in any of the top 500 companies is about 13 to 15%. So now you're beginning to realize why Social Security is such a poor investment, but the stock market still might seem a little scary to you. So remember that a good financial advisor is one who can minimize your risk while still providing a reasonable pleasant rate of return, and increasingly advisors are using what are called exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, to do so. So basically, if you were to buy one share of an ETF, you would basically be buying a portion of one share of stock from several different companies. That way, if one company tanks, the continued success of all the others in that fund basically negates that loss. ETFs are just one route, though, and again, you should research all different kinds of methods if you decide not to work with a financial advisor. So those are just some of the ways you can start saving for your retirement. Just opening an IRA and starting to put a few bucks in every month will put you at an advantage because you started early. This is because of compounding interest. Suppose that you made an investment of $1,000 per year in stocks and other securities at the age of 25. Then, suppose your friend did the exact same thing, only they started 10 years later at the age of 35. You stop investing after 10 years, and your friend quits after 30 years, and both of you made an average annual return of about 8%. When you turn 65, the account value of your investment will be $170,000, and when your friend turns 65, they've only got $122,000. You made almost $50,000 more than your friend, even though they invested the same amount of money for 20 more years than you. The moral of the story is, even if you don't think you have enough money to start investing, just the simple fact that you're starting now puts you at a tremendous advantage because of compounding interest. So today, I hope you have come to realize that while Social Security is certainly a nice bonus, it should be just that, a supplement to your retirement income. You can now say that you know some of the most efficient ways to protect your retirement savings, and now you know why it is so important to start doing so immediately. So hopefully, if I were to survey all of you in about 1 year, 100% of you would say that you've made some steps to start saving. And even more, hopefully, we'll all have vacation homes on exotic islands in the very near future.